Welcome to South Beach Strategy. Today we have a good friend of ours, Boris, who's mastered the art of mixing and business. So Boris, why don't you kick it off and tell everybody who's Boris?
What's going on, my guy Jay? We're here
How are you? Thank
doing
you.
live. What's up, everyone? I'm Boris. Most people know me as the DJ slash entrepreneur boat owner now, as well as the DJ.
Okay, good. And what came first, the business or the DJ?
Well, obviously, the DJing came first. I mean, I started DJing when I was 17 years old in New York, in all the clubs. That's how I began my thing with playing music in New York City and all around the world.
That's got to be something that a lot of people want to know about because there's a big trend in people who want to be DJs right now, especially now that it's become so popular. Like, you've made it popular. But when you were 17 and you were coming up in New York, what was that scene like at that time? How so young were you already making moves?
So I started going out to clubs in New York real early. I had older friends. They used to take me out to pretty much some of the well-known clubs back in the day, which was the Tunnel, the World, Red Zone, Mars, etc. in that era. And that's how I got kind of into the whole music thing. And I was so fascinated with the whole DJing thing. And obviously, you know, the DJing wasn't like as big as it is today, obviously. So I always was kind of into the music, the scene. I loved the whole DJ thing, how he would control the room, he or she would control the room. And I just really got into it back then. You know, as soon as I turned 16, for my birthday, I asked my parents, I'm like, I need DJ equipment for my birthday. They're like, what's DJ equipment? Like, what is that? Like, you know, back in the early 90s, they were like, wasn't really a thing back then. So anyway, we got the DJ equipment, and I kind of practiced over maybe the next couple of years until I got my break, which, you know, by going out to clubs and networking with different promoters, different people, I got the opportunity. And you know, it was actually at my first club, Tilt, which back then it wasn't like one specific genre of music. It was basically everything. It was, if you want to say, open format. That's what we would call it today, because I was playing everything from house to hip hop to reggae, because that was a thing back then, you know, disco, Latin. I mean, everything across the board, and it was more or less what you would call open format back then.
So what does DJ equipment look like back in the 80s?
I mean, listen, you know, I could tell you what I had. 1200s techniques, which obviously are the standard for turntables today. I had a basic Gemini mixer, 4-channel Gemini mixer, a couple of self-powered speakers, a powered amp, and that was it. It's pretty much
now it looks like DJs walk around with a laptop, and that's all they need, right?
Laptop, USB. I mean, that's all you need nowadays. Yeah. You don't really need
big difference.
Big difference. Boom.
So when you were doing the DJ and you started coming up, were you charging?
So my first gig, they would pay me. You know, my first gig that I got hired to in the clubs was $150 a night, and that's what it was. And until, obviously, you know, I got my name out there, and the prices changed gradually as I became a little more known, until I became
Boris.
A
lot more than 150.
A lot more than 150.
Yo, so that was a business transaction, no?
I mean, yeah, you know, listen, you do 3-4 nights. I'm 18 years old. I live at home. You do 3-4 nights, 150, 200. It's decent money when you live. You know, you don't really have any bills at 18 years old. It all adds up, as you know, Jay.
Oh yeah, it adds up fast.
Yes. So, you know, like I said, it all kind of, you know, because doing those shows was what enabled me to kind of get hired from all across New York City on that that whole circuit, that scene that was where I was playing at, like the open format slash, that kind of crowd type of scene.
And which clubs you were playing at that time? Just
So the clubs that I was playing at back time, well, the first club was Tilt. That was the residency that and I spent close to 2 years there. That was actually my first club. It was on Varick Street. And then I moved on to Expo, Sound Factory Bar, Wonder Bar. I mean, a whole bunch of clubs that most people probably don't even, Nels, Envy. I mean, there was so many different mid-level clubs. Expo was a big club, Palladium, just tons of them. Back then, like we're talking early 90s, let's just say.
So how did you end up coming down to Miami?
Well, Miami, I was always actually coming down, even when I was a kid. Funny story that, a bunch of us from New York would always just get in the car and just drive down. Like, just drive down to Miami, 24 hours, boom. Go there, stay there 2-3 times, 3 days, for a weekend. The hotel that we would stay at, it actually still exists, the Beacon.
Yes.
On Ocean.
And you would come with your friends?
Yeah, come with my friends. We would be 17, 18 years old. So I was always coming down to Miami, and I knew the scene kind of back then. And then I became a DJ, and then I started playing in the clubs here in Miami. The most of the clubs that I played at was Warsaw. It was really a gay club, and their Wednesdays was their big nights. And, eventually I became a resident on that night. But prior to that, I would come down on all the big holidays, Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, those kind of holidays. And that's where the New Yorkers started to drive down, come down here for that. So that was actually I want to say mid-90s. So that's where I kind of began here in Miami. And then obviously from there, it led to many other venues here.
Fun fact, almost everybody from this room is from New York.
Right.
Transferred down.
same time frame as well.
The two of you came from the party world.
Right.
We had another guest, Mr. Lee. He also came from the party world and ended up here. So it seems like all of us New Yorkers have a way of gravitating down here, right?
Yeah, I mean it's like the sixth borough of New York.
Yes.
That's what it is. I mean, you run into. It's funny. I get so many calls. Yeah, 347-917. I'm like, are you from New York? Oh yeah. Well, I'm originally from New York, but now I live here. So it's so many people coming down from New York and are kind of just
Living here now.
living here and doing their thing here.
It's so much nicer.
Much quality of life is different. Let's just say
Yes,
that.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Club Space, a legendary venue you've played at. What interesting stories or memories do you have from there?
I mean, so I was the resident with the original Space ownership, which was Louis Pugh.
So
And
the first location or the second one?
the second location.
The second location.
So,
When
yeah.
they first moved to the second
So
location.
the second location, I was actually, when the first location was going on, I was actually playing at Nocturnal.
Yes.
Which you
that
know.
was fire.
Which you know.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I spent, I don't even know how many years as a resident at Nocturnal, probably 5. Anyway, so that kind of led to me moving over to Space, having a pretty good relationship with those guys, Louis and Emmy and Luis Diaz and everybody. So that kind of made me, it was an easy transition for me to go to Space. So I was the resident there for 8 years. So, which was, to me, it was the glory years of clubbing. Like that era was just raw. It wasn't like, it wasn't like corporate, so to speak. So it was raw, just come and dance, and a dance floor, lights, and sound system, and let's go till the afternoon, and a lot of memorable nights there. I mean, we did so many music conference events, Halloween, all the big events we would always actually do. Many marathon sets there.
Hot seat question. What was better, Nocturnal or Space?
Listen, you can't compare space to anything else. I
You
mean,
think it's on another level?
It's on another level.
So for you, number one, space.
Correct. I mean, and today still is really the main club here in Miami is Space. You know, I mean, there's a lot of great clubs, including the one that I play at now, which is Mode, owned by Lewis. So
Louis Pick?
Lewis Pick.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah. So I'm the resident there now.
But did you ever go to the first Space? Have you ever?
Of course.
You've been there. Did you
I
play there, or you just went?
Never played.
You just went.
Just went to hang out. It was cool. Not as big. It was literally like around the corner. But that's kind of where I actually met the whole, everybody from Space, Lewis, and everyone, and that whole original crew. And that enabled, like I said, me for the transition. It was pretty easy, pretty smooth for me to become the resident at their new space, so to speak.
This is a question for everybody that's been to both. What do you think? It was better back then or better now? What do you prefer?
People always ask me that, so
it's two different things.
It's two different worlds. Like I said, back then, it was raw. It was just hardcore, raw, venue. There were no bells and whistles, as opposed to now, which is great now as well. It's more corporate, which Live Nation and and everybody else who's a part of it made it like that, which is great. They the catering to the masses, where that space was just like raw, like local Miami. A lot of New Yorkers would always fly down, obviously because I was playing down there, so we would throw a lot of big events, which led to our pool parties, the Get Wet pool parties with those guys as well. So, I can't really say which is. I mean, it's different for me, of course. Yeah, since I'm biased and I was the resident at the old one, I'm gonna say it's the old one because of my experience with that. You don't
gotta be so political. We know the old one was better, bro. It was just a different vibe.
It's a different vibe. The crowd was different. It was just different people, different. Like just a different world, different. You would have.
It was very exclusive back then. I would feel like, and a lot of people who wanted that exclusivity, the people who partied at all these places live, and when they were coming, everybody would end up at Space.
Yes.
No matter where you came from.
Yes.
Now it tends to seem to me like it's catering more to the masses.
It's exactly what it's
right.
Like I said, it's more corporate.
Right.
It's masses, corporate. It's not quote unquote underground anymore. It's catering to the masses.
Let's be honest, Boris. The drugs were better back then.
I mean, listen, it's
the 80s,
definitely different.
The 80s is good.
It's different drugs. Different drugs. So keep it at that. The ecstasy was different. Everything was different. And now it's all about one specific drug. We all know what it is, too. Seeing this and that. And
people are too cracked out.
And then they
zombied out. They're a bunch of zombies.
Yeah, it's different. It's a different. Everything is different. The crowd, the drugs, the music, everything, the whole vibe of.
Did you have a memory from Space that you remember that was like, man, this was like?
I mean, every time I played there was special. Like, because there were marathon sets. I would do open to close for the most part. Not many people would do that. And we're talking about 15, 16, 17, 18 hours. Our Halloween events were just massive. Our music conference events, great. The back-to-backs I did with, so many great DJs. One memorable back-to-back I did during music conference was with Roger Sanchez. I mean, we played.
Those were legendary.
I mean, we played, I don't even know how many hours, probably, I want to say 15. I think we finished like 5, 6 in the afternoon. It was crazy. I mean, those were the norms at Space back then. And don't get me wrong, Space now is similar. I mean, they go for days. It's again,
it's different.
It's just different. It's again corporate raw, corporate it's just different.
Was Roger Sanchez competition or friend?
No.
As your boy?
Friends. That's my boy. Yeah. I'm pretty cool.
Because you guys were the biggest names back then.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty cool with most of the DJs. I have great relationships with I've been in the business for a long time, so I have pretty good relationships
I didn't know you back then, but thanks to you, I had a lot of good parties. A lot of good memories from Nocturnal for me, and a lot of people watching this, they know.
And it's funny, you know, we talked about Nocturnal because you were like, oh, I used to go to your parties at Nocturnal. Yeah. And Nocturnal, my 2007 music conference party, I played 22 hours. I still have the bruises, to show for it on my hands.
Me too. I was there. I still have the bruises on my body.
Oh, man. Good times.
I would get there, take a nap, wake up when the sun was out, and be like, all right, let's go. The bottles were there. Security was there. Everybody was waiting. We would have a blast. For me, Nocturnal number 1, the old space was number 2, and then the new space was like right there. Just because the old space, I remember people used to go to, like, it was just celebrities, and they had the hip hop room, the house room, and everybody would just mix it up at the end. And that was just, it was the first time there was an after hours. So for me, that was just a memory and then Nocturnal was right there as far as like the party, the best. And then Space obviously had its run, but it's different now. When I've gone once or twice with like my friends now, and like the door is just different. Like back then, the door, you'd go to the door and you'd vibe out with the people in the VIP. I knew everybody there. It was like a thing. And then now, like you said, it's so corporate. It's like crazy. It's like going to a concert or something, you know?
That's exactly what it is.
And it's just weird.
It's just, door. Everything is, you know, it's so robotic. So there's no, or it's not like organic. It's not like the people out front are just, you know, they just kind of like doing their job.
Yeah.
They're not really.
They don't know the people. They're just keeping it moving like cattle.
That's exactly what it is.
So when you're DJing and you're coming up and you're in this situation, and then transmit recording was first, or the yacht charters company first?
Transmit we've had for over 13 years. Yeah.
Okay, so that was something that you got into from the DJ
label. We've
record label.
Yeah, I mean, and then.
So talk to us about the record label.
I mean, the record label was started, 13 years ago. It was just an extension of the DJing thing. Put out a lot of pretty big releases. A lot of big artists were on there, as you could just do a search and you could see. And that kind of led to the radio show, which was Transmissions. And we've had everyone. I mean, you name it. Every big DJ back then, today, they've all been a guest on Transmissions.
And that's a radio station.
So that's our radio station. It's syndicated in close to, I want to say, 87 stations across
the
all
country.
The countries. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so you're spinning that space. You got the recordings, the radio station, and then you say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna buy a yacht."
No. That actually came, believe it or not, during the COVID run. So
COVID comes.
And
I'm about to expand the empire into the yachting world.
Well, no. So COVID comes, clubs are closed. No, got to figure out a plan B. What are we going to do? How are we going to generate money? What do I do? Therefore, I obviously, since me living in Miami all those years, since I've owned my place here since 2011, so I knew a lot of people, and sure enough, what else can you do during that time? Come to Miami and go on boats. So I had many friends who had boats, yachts, so I was like, okay. So I started going on their boats. We started hanging out, this, that, the other thing. One thing led to another. I was like, maybe I should do some brokering on the side, just to make extra money while things get back to normal, while the whole COVID thing goes away and everything goes back to normal. Sure enough, I did that. It was successful. And again, because of my network of people of all the years I know, it was pretty simple. Like, there were a lot of people who coming down to Miami. That's all you could do, really. So, hey, I have boats. Boats? Yeah, definitely, man. Get me a boat. I'm ready. Cool. Did that. I had some pretty good relationships with the boat owners. So I was like, hey, so-and-so, want to do, let's do it. And sure enough, it actually started to work, and I started actually making money on it. So I'm like, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna buy my own. Sure enough, I bought one, and that led to another, and that led to another, and now four yachts deep.
Boris Fleet.
That's it, baby. Supreme Charters.
Supreme Charters.
That's it.
And so now in the fleet we have how many?
So we have 4. We have 2 60 azimuths. We have 155 azimuth, and we have the Beast, Astonish.
Nice.
100-footer. St.
And-
Lorenzo. One of a kind boat.
Beautiful boat.
I mean, it's definitely one of a kind in Miami. Not just because it's mine, but many people.
No, it is a nice boat.
Yes.
It's a nice boat. It's a nice. Anybody wants to go on the boat? Let me know because
Yes,
boys right here,
yes.
we'll make it happen.
I mean, we've had,
And DJ on board if you want to DJ. If you got the money.
Yeah. I mean, we've had, all high-end people. It's a high-end boat. So we've had a lot of, like, really, really high-end celebrities, starting with Monica, Floyd, Kevin Hart. I mean, the list goes on. Every athlete, Sexy Red. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, it's just all different type of people. But that's just that's another level, next level boat. But of
I'm
course,
pretty sure it's not just the boat, Boris. Sorry for interrupting you, but it's also your service.
Well, listen, you have to have the whole package. Everybody, as you know, Jay, has boats here for the most part. It's about the whole product. You're selling the product, the boat, the service, the crew. You have to make sure the boat's intact, everything works. Your sound system works, your AC works, your generator works, your bathrooms work, because we all know what happens here in Miami, right, Jay?
People need to use the bathroom, right?
Oh man, so yes. So listen, we try to give you the entire experience. We try to do customer service across the board, and that's really what makes us successful. That's why we are able to get multiple boats and do what we do, is because of the entire package.
You make it sound so easy.
Was
it easy?
I wish it was, bro.
No?
It's not all peaches and cream, that's for
So
sure.
what were some obstacles as you started getting into this? Because this is different than DJing. This is not the same thing.
Oh, it is and it isn't. It's hospitality. So you're dealing with people on a different scale, because I'm used to dealing with thousands of people playing music for them.
Right.
Now I'm dealing with, clients, crew, happy clients, not happy clients. Let's talk about all the issues that the boats have, which is every day there's a different issue. Every single day. It's never, and what do boats stand for? Break out another 1,000.
Yeah. Is that a fact?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So what was
On Supreme.
So
on Astonish, break out a few thousand.
more than 1,000. So you feel like when you were a DJ,
Right.
that helped you transition into the business world and have a successful yacht charter company because
Yes.
the hospitality of it.
It's all hospitality, because I know how to deal with people. I've been around people for years, dealt with them, so I knew how to kind of transition to, like, and on top of it, I've done events on the boats as well. So I've played on them, so it's kind of like me playing, people on the boat or whatever. Or if I'm dealing with a certain client that I particularly know, let me get let me rent Boris's boat because he's got a nice sound system, or he's got this, or he's got that. So it's just an extension. It's all hospitality for me, really. If you know how to deal with people, you'll succeed. And again, it's not easy. You can't just turn around and say, hey, I'm gonna buy a boat and I'm gonna succeed. You need a network. You need money to basically, because it's like we just talked about, there's problems constantly with these boats. So how are you going to fix them if you don't have the funds? So you have to allocate a certain type, certain amount of funds just for doing that. So it entails a lot of moving parts. Let's talk about the crew. Unhappy crew, happy crew. How many captains do we have, that you go through? How many crew members you got to go through? This one's not happy. This one's underpaid. This one wants more money. This one messes up the boat.
One doesn't show.
One doesn't show. Perfect. One doesn't show. Happens all the time.
And still wants to get paid.
That's it.
So it sounds like running Supreme Charters is a full-time job.
It's a full-time job. We manage it perfectly. It's a great, it's a great dynamic for us. So other than that, I mean, it works.
Experience means the world. So Boris, at this stage of the game, I'm sure has a ton of it. If you had to give some to somebody who's coming into the DJ world, what would be some advice that you would give them that you would give yourself with 17?
So my whole big thing with that was how I got into the game was by networking, going out to different parties, seeing the promoters, seeing different DJs. They see you, they see your face. They're like, hey, and you keep going and you're supporting them. That's actually how I got hired, because I knew a promoter and I knew he was throwing parties at the Limelight, and I would see him. I would go every week.
What's his name? What's his name?
His name is Matthew. So I would see him, and we became cool and this and that. I'm like, hey, here's my mixtape back then. Take a listen. Let me know what you think. Maybe I could play for you one time. Great. Sure enough, that's exactly how it happened. He one day called me up on my house phone when I still lived with my parents, which was like 17. And he's like, hey, I'm starting this party. I want you to DJ. I'm like, that's great. This, that, the other thing. And that's how it began for me. Going out there to support parties, promoters, DJs, the networking, super key in the game. If out of sight, out of mind, Jay. So that was a big thing, and always stayed kind of true to the music. Like if you feel like you want to play tech house, just go for it, man. If you want to play techno, if you want to play house, if you want to play whatever, you just go and you stay true to that. And someone will actually, they will be like, he's good. I want to hire him or her. And that's really that's how it happened for me, really. I mean, it's different now. I mean, everybody's a DJ now. It's so different, But back then, the DJ thing, you're like, a DJ? What are you doing, like a Sweet 16 or a bar mitzvah or a wedding? That's the perception people had back then. It wasn't like, oh, like it is today. Oh, you're a DJ. Wow. Wow. Oh my God. Back then it's like, huh? What? What are you doing?
Play records?
You play records? Because that's what I was playing, records. So back then, like I said, just keep grinding. The network thing is super important. Go and try to support other events, other DJs. Make yourself known, talk, and see what happens.
All right, Boris, tell us one of the most craziest nights you had in Miami, period.
The craziest nights in Miami was our get wet pool parties. That's those
were the best pool
Those
parties.
those were legendary. We did 5,000 people, fire marshals. 1,000 people up on Collins Avenue, trying to get in. I mean, it was insane.
That was at the Shellborn,
That was
right?
at the Surf Coma.
Surf Coma.
I mean, let's back up. We started at the Sagamore.
And that was the beginning of Winter Music Conference,
That was the
correct?
beginning. No, not so much.
That was
Not
when
so
it
much.
was 2 weeks, though. It would be like 2 weeks,
It
right?
was
It was 1 week was like
yes,
Miami week,
that was-
and then the next week was
yes,
the rave.
But there was actually a little before that. So we started at the Sagamore, and then moved over to the Shellborn, and then to the Surf Coma, where it became massive.
What do you think happened to those? Why are those parties not the same anymore?
It's just people get married, people have kids, people
It's
get
the drugs,
older.
Jay.
The drugs aren't the same. It's just the music isn't the same. Everything is not the same. It's like, you need. It was crazy. Like it would just be me, and maybe a couple of, support acts, and we would do over 5,000 people. Now, you need 5 headliners to do an event like that.
Right.
And that's, it's just a different everything is so different now. As we mentioned, as we touched on it, but
Less
it's different.
oversaturated.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, a lot of people grow older. They're not really in the scene anymore. I mean, I'm sure plenty of people that were big party people.
Well, I have a different theory.
Okay,
Altogether.
tell me.
My theory is I think that the drugs have changed, and the kind of people that go to these types of parties, they're out so late now that to get them to go to these, like a pool party, like at 1 or 2 in the afternoon, like those parties that you're talking about, and everybody would be there, you'd be jam-packed.
Right.
They weren't so destroyed from the night before that they could make it at that time.
Yeah.
And now people, they need to like 4 or 5 o'clock just to become normal halfway.
Yes. I mean, again, so really back then, the only thing that was really happening in that regard was space. And space would end like 1 or 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
You go home, you shower up, you get ready, and you go to the pool parties. Now it's like 2-3 days of like nonstop. They don't close. This is open. That's open.
Right.
All these little after-hour places, and you have, of course, space. They'll go 48 hours and 72 hours and 97 hours. So it's like.
Yeah, people are there at 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah. So
I got on the metro rail once, and I looked out and I was like, "What the hell?"
It's funny you say that. I this past year, I went to a couple of pool parties and they were dead. Dead. Yeah. And they had like 4 or 5 headliners, and I'm like, "What the hell's going on?" A couple hundred people on of course.
Those were the best.
And then you talk to someone else. Oh yeah, I'm at Space, and it's packed.
Right.
So there you go.
Yeah.
That's another.
All right. Rapid question number 2. From all the artists and everyone you worked with in Miami, who has impressed you the most and why?
Oh man, there's so many. That's a tough question. There's so many great artists over the years. Danny Teneglia used to have his legendary parties at Space. He was like, he was like the first to do the marathon sets here. So everybody and every DJ would always go to Danny's parties at Space. So I mean, those were great. So many, a lot of the, Deep Dish at Space. Really, all the Space events back then were pretty memorable, I would say. A lot of people would attend because, again... Oscar was great. Yeah. I mean, he was the resident, though, at Space. So, I mean, he played every week. I mean, I guess you're speaking about music conference. That's why. I mean, but Oscar was the resident. Oscar's great. Yeah. So I mean, there was so many different. Eric Murillo used to have some great legendary parties as well. I mean, so many different. The Carl Coxes. I mean, there's so many memorable DJs and events back then. That were going on that you could say, wow, like.
What do you think about Miami makes these types of artists gravitate towards the city?
I mean, it's the entire vibe of Miami. The weather, the feel, the water, the sun. It's like being like, you're in March. It's like spring break, sort of ultra music week, whatever, music week, winter music conference, whatever you want to call it at the, this time, that time, whatever. I mean, it's just the entire vibe of going to a pool party, then, going to a beach, and then going home and changing and going to Space or going to another event or so many different, like, it's just the vibe of Miami. It's so different.
Getting on the yacht.
On the yacht? The sunset.
The drugs.
I mean,
bro, the drugs are right. How many
drugs,
times?
man.
Alex wants to get high right now.
What are the 3 top venues and the 3 top restaurants that you like and you would suggest to your guests?
I love Carbone. I love Quintessa. Love so many. Papi Steak is great. I mean, in that realm, you have Casanillas, which is amazing. Obviously, you pull up on the water. We have Kiki's as well. Our friends.
We know how you guys pull up on the water in Casanillas, boy.
There's so many great restaurants. I mean, it depends. If you want to do a little more, low key type of thing. There's a lot of great local restaurants, burger spots, Cuban restaurants. Just little hole in the wall type of places. I could give you suggestions.
It's funny that you mentioned the river because now that things have evolved and changed, it's different partying in Miami back in the days and now. So if you had to tell someone, oh, number one place to go, and where would you tell them? You have to go to this place.
Listen,
Is it going to be a restaurant club or is it going to be a club?
So we're going to be biased because the people at Kiki's are our friends, and obviously we always pull up there.
Shout out to Kiki's.
You know, I mean, they really take care of us there. I mean, we always pull up on the boats there. I mean, a lot of our clients on the boats pull up there. I mean, as well as Casanillo's. Casanillo's is great. The food is tremendous. I mean, it's different. It's a different vibe. Sundays are great there. I mean, it's wild, as you know. I mean, but if you're on a boat and you want to party, which to me nowadays is probably your best bet, get a boat, get your crew. You don't have to spend $10,000, $12,000 at a table at Live or Space or wherever. Get on the boat, pull up to Kiki's.
And spend $12,000 there.
Hey, I don't know.
Boris, I've noticed when people talk about the success stories, whenever you hear about them, they're always talking about the grind. You'll never hear somebody's success story start with, I was flying in a private jet. No. Everybody that's come through here, their story starts with washing dishes.
I could tell you my grind on the boats, man. So basically, I mean, you know, I come from, you know, playing for thousands of people, you know, pre-COVID, playing all over the world, glamorous, flying, this, that, you know, high-end stuff, not so high-end stuff, but, you know, being a DJ and playing music, to going to pretty much starting from scratch, building a company, getting to know, you know, yeah, I have the network, but there's only so much of people that are going to rent boats, you know, that are your network. You know, you have to get to know the players of Miami, of the yacht world, you know, the brokers like yourself, obviously, of course, a great one as well.
Thank you.
You know, the people in the marina, to get, you know, the certain clients, the certain dynamics of how the boating business works, the rules on the water, which is still changing rapidly, daily, you know. I mean, dealing with that, you know, the contractors, the fuckery on the contractors. We don't have to talk about that. Guys who are saying they fixed your AC and they never fixed their AC. They broke your AC. Those kind of things. The walking up and down in the 100-degree heat and trying to, you know, catch a customer on the walkway, or getting to know, you know, some of the people that work in the marina, establishing relationships, as you know, with you know, different brokers, as I mentioned. Just it's a whole dynamic. It's a grind, and it took me years, you know, and I look back and it's well worth it because we're successful at it. You know, we have 4 boats, and you know, we're one of the top leading companies in Miami. You know, everybody pretty much knows Supreme Boats because we're always out, and now Astonish is a whole other level type of boat.
Are we gonna rename that to Supreme 3?
No, that's
gonna stay Astonish.
That's you know, that boat in itself, it's already established, so we're not gonna touch it.
Yeah.
And it's, people love it. That's what it is. We just upgraded it immensely. You know, sound, lighting, all sorts of other things. You know, again, all that pertaining to the grind of making that money. Wow, I booked so-and-so, like 6 charters this week, and oh man, now I have to put all that money back into the boats for getting a great sound system, getting a great lights. Again, it pays off because people go on your boats and they say, wow, look at the lights, look at the sound, look, you know.
But people
and me
think
as a DJ, you know, I have to have the right sound,
Yeah.
because I can't have people going on the boat and saying, oh man, the sound system sucked. How's that going to look?
But what about people thinking that the 10K just goes into your pocket?
Oh, yeah, I wish.
That doesn't just go somewhere under your pillow and that's it?
You know, the marketing. I mean, all that. I mean, you know better than anybody. I mean,
100%.
You know that you have to dump in tons of money. You make money on the cars or the boats or whatever. You have to dump that money back into the business so you can get more clients, so you can make more money, so you can pay your rent in this beautiful studio. Okay.
And the doc.
And the doc.
Boris, because what does a DJ from New York know about a prop?
No. I know too much
How did you
now.
how do you know
Too much, man.
Yeah, and
Oh
when they
my
first
God.
hit you with that word, you were like, what the hell is that?
Props. Let me tell you a little secret, Jay. Before COVID, I hated boats. My wife would turn around and say, babe, because we live right by the marina, and our windows go right onto the bay. So she would always be like, can we get a boat, a small boat? Just park it right here. I'm like, a boat? I'm like, I'll never get a boat. Like, I had friends who would actually always ask me to come on boats. I'd be like, I'm not getting stuck on a boat. And now, look
You
how
got
things
bored.
change. I mean,
London doesn't even move yet.
I mean, yeah. Look how things have changed, you know? So it's yeah, I mean.
People don't understand when
No.
you have a business that the money that comes in, that goes right out the back door.
Right out the back door. You're lucky if you make a couple of dollars to basically pay your credit card bill. You know, don't get me wrong. Over the course of time, it progresses and you do make money. It's lucrative. You know, how we doing it now? Yes, it's lucrative for us now. But in the beginning and during the course, it's a learning process.
I think it's just you
It's a
learn
learning
to
process.
manage the money differently
Yes.
because you still got money coming out the back door.
Yes, yes.
You just manage it differently
It's
right
differently,
now so
you
that
know.
you can survive.
Pretty much. And
But people
that's
don't understand that. They don't know that you have a boat that's not even up, that hasn't even chartered yet once, and you've had it already months.
months.
And you're still working on
We're
it.
about a year and a half in. It's just sitting there, man.
Boris, what I was thinking as you were talking is, as you've been going through this process with the yachts, it seems like a lot of curveballs are thrown. This breaks, that breaks. I got a crew. Curveballs that you weren't used to dealing with when you were just worried about yourself showing up to a venue, and obviously everything has its headaches, but this one has major curveballs. So how did you learn how to manage and navigate through those challenges?
A lot of patience. And not wanting to kill someone, man. But no, in all honesty, it takes a lot of patience, and I acquire that over time because it's just things. Gotta understand, it's just part of business. Things happen. You have cars, they break. You have cars, people get into accidents. I have boats, props break. The platform breaks. The captain doesn't show up. This one wants a raise. That client wants their money back. I mean, it's just a process. It's part of doing business, and that's what I always say. You know, my partner said, oh, "Well, we gotta take the boat out of the water. Oh, it's part of doing business. Oh, we got a violation for this. It's just part of doing business. It's what it is, man. It's like I said. It's not all glamorous. People see you pull up on a 100-foot yacht, they're like, wow, you know, they're like, oh my God, like, look at this thing. If they only knew what that entails, what it comes with, the headaches of this and that, and just so many moving parts that it's, you know, me and my partner, we just laugh at it. We're just like, man, these boats are going to be the death of us, man. But I wouldn't change it for the world because it's if you know what you're doing, it's lucrative and it's great because the reality is when you come to Miami, you go out, what people that come from all over the world, what do? They go on boats, go to restaurants, and they go out. That's all you could do in Miami, really. Unless you're moving down here, you know, that's a whole other discussion. Yeah. But as a tourist, as someone who's visiting, those are the three things. You go to restaurants, you go to boats, and you go out. That's
space.
That's it. Space. Yeah,
I think you nailed it on the head because
Yeah.
I think people see you pull up on the yacht and they think, oh man, all I gotta do is buy a yacht and I can rent it and I can get 10K and I can put it in my mattress and that's it and I don't have to worry about nothing.
Let me tell you something. I can't even tell you. So I can't even tell you how many people say, I'm going to buy a boat. I'm going to rent it. I'm going to do charters. What do I tell them? Don't do it. Don't do it. I said, and they're like, what do you mean don't do it? You did it. I did it in a different way. You know, it's different. I have a network that I did it with. Like, you know, I come with a, you know, like a book of people, of clients that I could easily say, hey, you know, so-and-so, I got boats. Oh, wow, okay, great. You know, it's different when you're just kind of just beginning and you don't know the business, you don't know the game, because it's not easy. You know, I mean, the boating world is not easy because it's a lot of fuckery in the boating business, as we know.
You should hit them with, are you ready to walk up and down the pier at 100-degree weather?
Yeah.
And see what they say. Because they're going to be like, walk up and down the pier. Why the hell would I have to do that?
Why would I do that? Exactly.
They don't understand.
No. Yeah, why would I have to talk to a client and explain?
And he does walk up and down the pier because I see him every 100-degree heat. He's out there walking up and down.
Or speaking to a client and explaining to them the same old thing. What comes with the boat? Water, ice, fuel, the captain. It should
The
be on
bitches
repeat.
and the drugs are separate.
Yes. Like I said, not always glamorous.
No,
not
it's
always
not.
glamorous. But again, it's great, and you know, we love it. Our boats, you know, it's great. If
You love it.
I love it.
You're happy.
I'm
You wouldn't
happy.
trade nothing for the world.
No. I mean, you know, it balances out my music stuff, which is great, and I do both, and it's awesome. So
I think it was a good fit. They both
it's a
worked
perfect
together.
fit. It was easy. You know, it was an easy transition for me. Like I said, easy transition. The grind is tough.
A lot of being at the right place at the right time.
Yes.
COVID, all that.
All of that.
helped.
It
So,
really, it wasn't. If it wasn't for COVID, I would have been doing
COVID
the boats.
kick-started you.
So it's all about the grind.
And that's what we want to highlight here at South Beach Strategy. We want to know what you went through because people see the glamour, they see the glitz, but they don't know the walking up and down the pier in the 100-degree weather.
And
that's
you
what-
see it, and
I
you
see
see
it. It's real.
And
And
you
everybody
see
that comes through here, they all talk about the hard parts that nobody really sees because Instagram shows the girls talking on the mic on the boat saying get on here, this is gonna be a great, but they don't show the back end stuff that you gotta go, the fuckery.
The fuckery,
You know, the
yeah.
fuckery. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of that going around.
We know that.
Well, I'm gonna put your handles on the podcast. Thank you, Privilege Media, for coming here, helping us out today. Boris, you're amazing. You're my boy.
Thanks, my boy.
Love you, my
Jay.
brother.
Love you,
Thank you
brother.
so
Thanks.
much. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. This is South Beach Strategy with no gimmicks, no bullshit, straight raw facts. We thank you again, Boris. Thank you again, Privilege Media, for coming in and helping us out today. Stay tuned for this episode. It'll be dropping next week, and it's something to look forward to.